welcome everybody to a brand new Twitch stream. And we are playing, as you can see, Final Fantasy III. Or in some areas of the world, mainly Japan, where it was first made, Final Fantasy VI. So, without further ado, I'm going to just go kind of into the explanation for what I'll be doing. But just to hear that dramatic music, oh my goodness, it's building to something... Oh gosh! It's like the beginning of a theatrical play on stage, you know? Like the opening number. Here's the conflict straight from the start. You know, someone playing an organ, like Phantom of the Opera or something. So it was a pretty bombastic intro for all intents and purposes way back in 1994 where this was first released, at least in America it was. Oh man. Is it going to go into the story? Okay, I'll let it go down to the mountains of Narshe, but then I'll switch it over to the actual stage or save select screen. But after playing Secret of Mana and getting hooked onto RPGs in general at this point, this was the second game. I told my mom I want this game because Nintendo Power was like pushing it all over the place. And like, this is the next big RPG. No, can I... Is this even plugged in? Am I working my controller? Technical difficulties already, everybody. Already. Maybe I missed the point where I could have skipped. We'll see. Maybe I've locked myself into the... There we go. I should have pressed it sooner. Oh! Okay, never mind. It goes straight into it. Long ago, the War of the Magi reduced the world to a scorched wasteland, and magic simply ceased to exist. I forgot, if you don't have any save files, I guess it goes straight into the story. It's been a while since I played this. 1,000 years have passed. Iron, gunpowder, and steam engines have been rediscovered, and high technology reigns. This was a good intro. Like, it tells you everything you need to know up front without actually spoiling anything. And there are some who would enslave the world by reviving the dread, destructive force known as magic. Get a little brief glimpse of the villain of the piece here. Don't get to see who he is or his personality or nothing. Can it be those in power on the verge of repeating a senseless and deadly mistake? Anyway, one of the days after I told my mom I really wanted to play this game, she came back and surprised me after school one day, and she's like, guess what I got? Oh, gosh, I gave her a big hug and kiss that day, and then I went straight to playing. I don't think I actually left the room until dinner. It's crazy. Is that the city? It seems so. I can't believe they actually found a phantom there. A phantom beast. Wow, was that the translation back then? 1,000 years after the War of the Magi. Do you think it's still alive? Judging from the urgency of her orders, I think so. And this woman, this sorceress, why is she here? I heard she killed 50 of her magic tech armored soldiers in under 3 minutes. 3. Craziness. Don't worry about her. That slave crown is controlling her thoughts. She'll follow our orders explicitly. I just noticed there's a black border around the screen. I'm going to have to change that. We'll approach from the northeast. Move out. And off they go. Alright. As I'm editing the screen here in real time... Oh, actually, maybe not. I don't know. Weird. Well, when I first played this, I didn't know you could skip this whole scene here as they're just walking towards Narshe. And I was just sitting there in awe, just like... I'm like, oh my gosh, look at these graphics. It's so amazing. Look at these Mode 7 graphics. I didn't know what to expect, and it was almost like opening up like a real movie. You know, it's got the credits up front, who did the music, who did the directing, who was the producer, who was the image designer, you know, just like those credits you find at the beginning of movies. And this game opens up almost like a theatrical play, and then right before you actually get into the actual gameplay, the actual story, it opens to this nice, just breathtaking view of the snowy plains before Narshe, and this terrace theme, this music playing in the background, so wonderfully composed by, I'm going to totally butcher this, but Nobuo Uematsu? I'm going to get, like, hate mail because I mispronounced his name, I'm sure of it. But, it was just a wonderful way to open up this game. It just sealed me in, it just hooked me and just drew me into the world. Now for the challenge is no Magicite and no Relic usage. Magicite is what kind of levels the playing field between all the characters in this game. Everybody can learn all the same magic and thus become the same. And I'm gonna say, and Magicite, if you level up with it equipped, can give you bonuses to your stats, which make you more powerful than you would normally be leveling up. Skyrender, that's not Ted Woolsey, so I'm using a different version of this game, apparently. So we're going to have a different type of translation overall, so it's not going to be the original Final Fantasy VI translation, everybody. Let's let her lead us in. There's no sense risking our lives before hers. Forward! And then the other thing, while I'm talking and fixing this now, because there is a border, there is a black border. Another thing is, there we go, is no relic usage. Relics give you boons in battle, like being immune to certain status effects, or allowing you to attack twice or 4 times in a row, or other such crazy things. And the problem with that is it sometimes makes some battles trivial and easy, just like Magicite with the magic and all that. And so I'm removing both as my challenge. I know, it's crazy. So, now that I've fixed that, now I can continue with the rest of the game. Technical difficulties aside. So you enter this town, which you don't know to be Narshe, I think. Is the Empire invading? Not even... Oh, now you do. Not even Narshe is safe anymore. Is that how you spell it? I thought it was with an S. Yeah, fire beam! Burn these suckers! Ice beam! Blizz beam! I'm sorry, it's a blizz beam. And look at her, she's got all this crazy stuff. Man, she's got like 4 different things that the other 2 don't have. Bioblast, Confuser, Mag Missile, and Degenerator. Or Generator. Definitely a different translation. So you're clearly overpowered. This kind of gives you a taste of power straight from the front of the from the start of the game, to just give you an idea of how powerful these Magicite armors are and how fruitless it is for these normal peons of humans to actually fight against you, to fight against the Empire, because right now you're kind of working for the Empire against your will. The future of Narshe depends on us. Send your dogs in to go die. Ooh, Siberian. I think these were Lobos in the original. At this point, you really don't want to heal your buddies because they're just there for the beginning part, the intro sequence. Oh, well, their dogs died, so I guess they should attack now. Some handlers you are. Ooh, I'm gonna do let's do Degenerator. There we go. If it is what I think it is, it's going to be kind of cool effect. There we go. It's kind of like X-Zone, where you just banish them to another dimension. How did that not work? You're supposed to die from that. I think Final Fantasy VII took a couple cues from this game, where they just throw you right into the middle of the action. They don't explain anything. Nothing at all. And they just say, guess what? This is who you are. This is who's helping you. Go fight. We've got them trapped now. No, you don't. And so you kind of learn the story slowly as you're playing through the game, rather than just kind of giving you an exposition bomb at the front, and you're not really invested. Here it's like, hey, I'm getting a feel for who these characters are, you know, just through battle, which is kind of interesting, that. And it already makes you kind of curious. Why is she working against her will? Why do they have her captured? Why is she a sorceress? Why are they using her to go get this Phantom Beast in Narshe? And look, meaningless levels. And question mark gained a level. So already, the game already has posed a couple questions for you to wonder about, so you can kind of keep playing to figure out what's going on with this green-haired girl. You must defend the mines from the Empire. Ooh, what are those things? More pets. Mega Redulk. I am going to do the Bioblast. Because it's cool looking. Bad Breath, which is kind of similar in nature, just looks kind of pukey. This one has rainbow colors. It's pretty. Gosh, these things are so slow. According to our source, the frozen Phantom Beast was found in a new mine shaft. Let's check this one. I don't know. Looks like they've done a lot of extensive work on this one, so it may not be a new mine shaft. What? There's random encounters here? Okay, let's confuse them all. Why not? Show off all of her attacks. There we go. Not really sure exactly how that works, but... that's funny. So, werewolf rats? This is literally the strongest attack at this point in the game. 458 damage. You won't be able to hit that damage cap until probably at least a couple hours into the game. We're going to make a quick save here, and actually while we're saved, Neri glow surrounds you as you step into the pulsing light. Do you want info on the save points? No, because I already know how to use them. Thank you. I actually want to go to... Does she have... Okay, in this translation they're called accessories, but it's still the same thing, relics. So, I want to select a couple things. Wait, that's good. Battle speed, message speed. I want attack first, healing second. Window. There we go. That looks easier on the eyes. Much better. Let's save all that. And Biggs and Wedge, is every Star Wars fan knows, is names from some pilots, some, what is it, Rebel pilots in the original Star Wars. I'll handle this. Stand back. That's some powerful armor. Uh-oh. We don't hand over the Phantom... Well, we won't hand over the Phantom Beast. Ymir, get them. I thought it was a whelk. This translation's all sorts of weird. But hey, as long as it plays the same, I don't care. Hold it! Think back to our briefing. What about it? Do you recall hearing about a monster that eats lightning and stores the energy in a gel? They they finish each other's sentences. They were meant for each other. Right, so whatever you do, don't attack the shell. Alright, already. We'll test a couple beams and see which ones it's good for, but she needs to use the mag missile every turn, because that's her most powerful attack. Don't bother with anything else. Yeah, they're negligible between the two of them. Uh-oh, no! Oh, it's gonna attack the shell. Now you get to find out what happens when you attack the shell. And I'm attacking with the Thunder Beam. This is awesome. I'm just gonna stay put. This is similar nature to the Guard Scorpion, actually, from Final Fantasy VII. You have to attack it, and then when it comes into a certain position, like retreating to its shell, or the guard scorpion raising its tail up, you have to wait. So in both games, the intro boss, you have to wait during the middle of battle until you can attack again. I'm almost wondering if that's intentional, the reference there. Ah, well, that was easy. I think it only has like, what, 1,500 hit points? Pretty easy boss overall. One high potion. Oh, jeez. More random encounters. And as much as you would like to use the Bio Blaster, because it's awesome and it covers all enemies, apparently it heals War Rats because poison heals them for some reason. And that's what was supposed to happen to that guard. Ooh, what is this? Is this the Phantom Beast? This is the Frozen Phantom Beast. Uh-oh. Glowing blue light doesn't mean anything good. Valagarman? Thought it was Tritok. Hey, what's the matter? Do you know something we don't? Like it's going to respond back to you? Uh-oh. The girl with the slave crown is actually acting without orders. What's she doing? The frozen phantom began emitting an eerie light. Where's that light coming from? Ah! Bye-bye, Wedge. You're probably gone for good. Hey, Wedge, where are you? What's happening? Bye-bye, Biggs. You're also gone for good. I mean, literally, when I was first playing this game when I was younger, what was it? When I was like 12 years old, I was actually worried for this girl's life because Biggs and Wedge just went bye-bye. They just disappeared. So I'm like, oh my gosh, is my character already going to die this early in the game? Remember, this was the second RPG I ever played, so I had no idea the tropes and the cliches and everything behind all these RPG games. So I was actually seriously fearing for this girl's life. I was like, oh my goodness.